All right, I got to take some time to address this here.
Well, if he really was filming everybody, I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right?
Did you hear about the latest celebrity scandal? On the same day Diddy was arrested, Marjorie Harvey chose to file for divorce from Steve Harvey. Some see this as more than mere coincidence, sparking rumors that link Steve Harvey to Diddy's downfall. This situation has many speculating about potential connections between the two high-profile figures. As the drama unfolds, it raises questions about how quickly fortunes can change in Hollywood and whether these events are truly unrelated or part of a larger narrative.
Took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs.
In case you've been living under a rock, Diddy, or Puff Daddy as some still call him, has been arrested for serious charges, including conspiracy and trafficking, leaving the entertainment world in shock. But Diddy's troubles extend beyond his own legal issues. His downfall seems to be creating a ripple effect, potentially dragging others down with him. Among those affected could be none other than Steve Harvey.
You know, I think in federal court and for these charges, they would say it's routine, but in the public realm, this is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail.
Harvey. Yes, you heard that right. The beloved TV host known for his infectious smile and dad jokes might find himself caught in the same storm that's sinking Diddy. As the situation unfolds, many are left wondering just how deep the connections between these two celebrities might go and what it means for their careers.
And Stacey, you say today's indictment reads like a mob indictment. What was most shocking to you of all these allegations?
Yeah, the fact.
Let's rewind a bit. For years, Diddy has been a titan in the entertainment world, building an empire through his music career, business ventures, and flashy persona. However, the dark side behind all that glitz and glam is now coming to light. Diddy's legendary parties, once rumored to be the hottest tickets in town, are being exposed as wild and scandalous events where anything went down. Among the guests allegedly attending these over-the-top soirees are none other than Steve Harvey and Stacey. As these revelations emerge, questions arise about the true nature of Diddy's glamorous lifestyle and the company he kept.
Special housing unit is a 24-hour lockdown unit, which means that any movement within that unit is controlled and coordinated, and no inmate moves outside of his cell without being in full restraints, to include leg irons, handcuffs, a belly chain, and at least 2, if not 3 staff members escorting them.
Steve Harvey is renowned for his sharp suits, motivational speeches, and reputation as the ultimate family man. His brand is built around his image as a self-made figure who rose from the streets of Cleveland to become a beloved personality in Hollywood. So when rumors began to circulate about his involvement in Diddy's notorious parties, fans were left shocked. Could it be true? Could Steve Harvey have been part of the same circle that is now crumbling alongside Diddy? These questions have left many reconsidering the true nature of Harvey's connections in the entertainment world.
And I remember, like, I don't know if you know what his voice sounds like, but, like, I felt like I was in the presence of his monster inside.
Where there's smoke, there's usually fire, and speculation is swirling that Steve Harvey may not have been an innocent bystander. Whispers suggest he knew far more than he's admitted regarding Diddy's notorious activities. Given the serious charges Diddy is facing, it's easy to believe that several big names could be involved. After all, Diddy isn't the type to roll solo. He's been mingling with A-listers for decades. Now, with Diddy's arrest opening a Pandora's box of secrets, Steve Harvey's name is being dragged into the mud, raising questions about his true connection to the unfolding scandal.
That this is the end of the Diddy story as we know it.
What has everyone talking is the timing of Marjorie Harvey's decision to file for divorce, which happened right on the very day Diddy was taken into custody. It seems almost too perfect, as if she's anticipating a storm and trying to get ahead of it. Some speculate this move is a strategic effort to protect her assets, especially considering the potential lawsuits and scandals looming over them. After all, Steve's fortune is massive, reportedly worth hundreds of millions of dollars due to his successful TV shows, book deals, and business ventures. If the rumors linking him to Diddy's mess hold any truth, numerous lawyers will likely be eager to claim a share of that wealth. This situation raises critical questions about Marjorie's motivations and whether she's safeguarding her financial future in light of the chaos surrounding Diddy and the possible fallout for Steve Harvey. The stakes have never been higher.
Hey, Marjorie, the thing that Marjorie's not telling you all.
Telling everybody's
Yes,
business. Okay, now don't let me start telling Steve's business.
Things are getting even more interesting as Marjorie and Steve Harvey's relationship, which appeared picture perfect, may not be as rosy as it seemed. They were often seen as the happy couple who blended their families and graced red carpets like they were straight out of a romance novel. However, whispers have circulated for years suggesting underlying issues, with rumors of divorce surfacing long before Diddy's arrest. The public remained unaware of just how troubled their relationship had become, casting doubt on the seemingly idyllic facade they presented to the world.
Evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those two raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these performances that have been named.
Marjorie Harvey is not just ending her marriage. She's strategically positioning herself to protect the Harvey empire. With Diddy's arrest creating a whirlwind of speculation, it's evident that her sudden decision to file for divorce is more than a personal choice. If Steve's connections to Diddy become fully exposed, Marjorie's wealth could be at risk of being entangled in the fallout. It's only logical for her to act now, ensuring she secures her share of their fortune before everything potentially blows up. Her actions may reflect a keen awareness of the chaos unfolding around them, prompting a proactive approach to safeguard their financial future.
I saw it posted yesterday all over our social media pages. Cassie filed a lawsuit in New York City against Diddy.
Yikes.
She's claiming she was stuck in a decade-long cycle of abuse.
Things are getting even murkier, with conspiracy theories suggesting that Marjorie's divorce filing might be a strategic move. What if she and Steve had been planning this for months, anticipating that Diddy's arrest was inevitable? By filing for divorce now, they could be attempting to distance their assets from any impending legal troubles Steve may face. In essence, this could be an elaborate ploy to protect their wealth from the prying hands of the law. As rumors swirl, it raises questions about the true motivations behind this high-profile split and what it means for their financial future.
Please, stop ignoring the red flags in your relationship and thinking you can change a man.
Let's not forget that Marjorie isn't a stranger to scandal. Those familiar with her past know that her first two husbands were involved in major criminal enterprises, casting doubt on her status as an innocent victim. If anything, Marjorie is adept at navigating sticky situations, and some might argue she has been preparing for a moment like this her entire life. Her history suggests a level of savvy and resilience that makes it difficult to view her as anything but a strategic player in this unfolding drama.
But what would you say? What's been the key to our success?
The fact that you respect me and I respect you.
Let's not jump too far ahead. At the heart of this drama is a relationship that once appeared to be the ultimate Hollywood love story. Steve and Marjorie Harvey have been married for over a decade. And from the outside, they seem to have it all: fame, fortune, and a blended family that Steve often celebrated on his shows. Marjorie stood by his side during some of his biggest moments, and together they projected an image of an unstoppable power couple. However, as cracks begin to show, questions about their true dynamic arise.
Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in.
So what went wrong? Was Diddy's arrest the final nail in the coffin for Steve and Marjorie's marriage, or had things been crumbling long before that? If you dig a little deeper, there are signs that the cracks in their relationship have been visible for a while. Steve has appeared noticeably stressed in recent months, and rumors suggest tension between him and Marjorie over their finances. Some say he's been throwing himself into his work more than ever, which often indicates that something is amiss at home. As the pressure mounts, it raises questions about the stability of their once idyllic partnership.
That clearly there is a criminal investigation underway and that they believe that there would be evidence of crimes in one or both of these homes.
In any case, Marjorie filing for divorce on the same day Diddy was arrested is no coincidence. It's almost as if she anticipated what was coming and decided to jump ship before it was too late. Can you really blame her? With Diddy's name being dragged through the mud and Steve's potentially linked to those same scandals, Marjorie is simply doing what anyone in her position would do, protecting herself and her fortune amid the unfolding chaos. The stakes are too high for her to sit back and wait.
My wife, she got up with me. She was the best.
Here's the kicker. Some people believe that Marjorie isn't just trying to protect herself from the scandal. She may have been planning her exit for years. Rumors suggest that she's been seeking a way out of her marriage with Steve for quite some time, and Diddy's arrest provided the perfect excuse to finally make her move. If Steve ends up being tied to Diddy's downfall, Marjorie can wash her hands of the entire situation and claim she had no involvement. On the other hand, if Steve manages to escape unscathed, she still walks away with a substantial portion of his fortune, making her strategy a win-win.
And in this lawsuit, he claims that essentially P. Diddy was the Epstein of the rap industry.
Is Marjorie a victim in all of this, or is she playing the long game? It's hard to say for sure, but one thing's clear. She's not sticking around to find out. Filing for divorce on the day of Diddy's arrest was a bold move that has certainly sparked conversation. As rumors about Steve's potential involvement in Diddy's dark side continue to swirl, this divorce is bound to get messier. Now let's dive into the theories circulating about why Steve might be connected to this scandal. Some claim that Steve attended a number of Diddy's infamous parties, which were far from your typical celebrity get-togethers. There are unsettling stories about what went on behind closed doors, and while Steve has always maintained a squeaky clean public image, whispers suggest he may not have been an innocent bystander. As these rumors gain traction, they raise serious questions about the true nature of Steve and Marjorie's relationship amidst the choke.
And I hung the phone up. I went upstairs. I said, Marjorie, down. I said, Marjorie, we got a problem. When I explained it to her, Marjorie started crying.
In the headlines if it turns out that Steve Harvey was involved in some of the scandalous activities now linked to Diddy. It would be a complete 180 from the image he has spent decades building. Steve's entire career is based on being a family-friendly figure who dispenses relationship advice and cracks jokes about everyday life. If it's revealed that he was part of Diddy's inner circle, it would shatter the public's perception of him in an instant. However, here's where things get tricky. Steve has been in the industry for a long time and knows how to play the game. If he did have any involvement in Diddy's world, he's likely been doing everything possible to keep it under wraps. But as Diddy's legal troubles continue to escalate, there's a chance that more people will start talking. Once that happens, Steve's carefully crafted image might come crashing down, forcing him to confront the consequences of his past associations and the potential fallout from this unfolding scandal. Imagine
Stand-up comedian, entertainer, television host, family man. But most importantly, I happen to be a man of faith.
the timing of all this couldn't be worse for Steve Harvey. He remains a significant figure in the entertainment world, with multiple TV shows and business ventures that depend on his clean-cut persona. If these rumors prove true, it could spell the end of his career as we know it. Additionally, the financial implications could be devastating if Marjorie's divorce goes through and she walks away with a substantial portion of his assets. As the situation unfolds, Steve faces a precarious position that could affect both his professional and personal life significantly.
Controlled every aspect of her life. He is accused of frequently beating her and would hide her in hotel rooms for days until the bruising and signs of abuse were gone.
Marjorie is no stranger to scandal, and she knows how to navigate the murky waters of Hollywood. If she's genuinely trying to distance herself from Steve before the full extent of his connection to Diddy is revealed, it's a savvy move. After all, she has her own reputation to protect, and the last thing she needs is to be dragged down by Steve's potential downfall. However, Marjorie might not be as innocent as she appears. Many are starting to question her motives, especially given her past associations. It's well known that Marjorie was once involved with less than reputable figures before marrying Steve, leading some to speculate that this divorce is just another calculated move in a long line of strategic decisions. As the drama unfolds, her history raises eyebrows and suggests that there could be more to her story than meets the eye.
Had clients describe NBC as hell, as the worst conditions they've been in.
This brings us to the bigger question. Is Marjorie really the victim here, or is she playing a game of her own? Perhaps Diddy's arrest was the push she needed to finally make her move and secure her financial future. It's possible she's been planning this all along, and now that Steve's name is being dragged into the mess, she's jumping ship while she still can. Many people have been quick to point out that Marjorie is no stranger to shady connections. Her history is riddled with ties to questionable characters. It seems that everywhere you turn, there's another story that paints her in a much more complex light than the picture-perfect socialite we've seen by Steve's side for the last decade. As the layers of this drama unfold, Marjorie's true motives and character come into question.
Let's first say that you shouldn't feel guilty for anything.
Let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Marjorie wasn't always living the luxurious life she flaunts today on Instagram, jet-setting to exotic locations and mingling with celebrities. Before becoming Mrs. Steve Harvey, Marjorie was linked to serious trouble. She was previously married to 2 different men who were heavily involved in illegal activities, and their connections have cast a long shadow over her reputation ever since. This complicated past raises questions about her true character and motivations as her current situation unfolds.
Now you got the Diddy situation where he jumps on a private jet, they say yesterday, and is on his way to the Cape Verde Islands.
First, there's Jim Townsend, Marjorie's first husband, who was a major figure in a large criminal ring and was sentenced to life in prison. While Marjorie was never formally charged with any wrongdoing, persistent rumors suggest she knew far more about his operations than she has let on. Some even claim that authorities were building a case against her at the time, but it was only because Townsend struck a deal with federal agents that she managed to avoid legal trouble. He served 26 years before receiving a pardon, and during his time behind bars, Townsend reportedly began writing a tell-all memoir about his life with Marjorie. In it, he allegedly claims that Marjorie was no innocent bystander. Although she divorced him before he had served 5 years of his sentence, the details of their relationship raised significant questions about the kind of life she was living back then and the extent of her involvement in his criminal activities.
Now, so what is next? Is he going to be in jail in this facility until the trial begins? Is there a chance he could, get moved earlier than that? As of this moment, as of this hour, as of today, yes. But of course, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be appealing this thing next to the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to overturn the judge's order here to try and get him actually released.
Then there's Donald Woods, Marjorie's second husband, who also had ties to illegal activities. Like Jim Townsend, Woods found himself on the wrong side of the law, leaving Marjorie with yet another cloud of suspicion hovering over her. It's clear that she has had her fair share of involvement with powerful men who weren't exactly walking the straight and narrow. When we consider the current situation with Steve Harvey, it's hard to ignore Marjorie's past and question whether her motivations are as pure as they appear. Could it be that Marjorie has a pattern of aligning herself with men who live in the fast lane and then jumping ship when things start to go south? This theory is gaining traction, especially as people begin connecting the dots between her previous marriages and her current situation. Marjorie has always seemed to have a knack for finding herself at the center of serious drama, and the timing of her divorce filing right on the heels of Diddy's arrest has only added more fuel to the fire. As speculation continues to mount, her history raises important questions about her true intentions in this unfolding saga.
You are the prize. Don't give yourself to anybody.
Let's not forget that this isn't the first time Marjorie has been tied to Diddy. A few years ago, Marjorie Harvey, Marjorie's daughter, was romantically linked to Diddy, and tabloids had a field day with it. At the time, Lori was in her early 20s and was frequently seen hanging out with Diddy, sparking all kinds of rumors about their relationship. People were shocked, especially since Lori had previously been linked to Diddy's son, Justin Combs. That's right. Lori was rumored to have dated both father and son at different points in time, which raised a lot of eyebrows and left many questioning what Marjorie thought of the entire situation. This history adds yet another layer of complexity to Marjorie's current predicament.
Of course, there's layers upon layers. When you get into these conspiracy theories, man, they never end. They never end. There's just layers upon layers.
Things take an intriguing turn when we consider Marjorie's attitude toward her daughter Lor's relationship with Diddy. Despite the apparent controversy surrounding their age difference and complicated family dynamics, reports suggest that Marjorie may have even encouraged the relationship. This raises questions about Marjorie's awareness of Diddy's lifestyle, especially now that she is attempting to distance herself from the fallout of his recent arrest. How much did Marjorie really know about the man at the center of this storm? It's puzzling to think that she seemed unbothered by the potential warning signs while promoting her daughter's involvement with someone so controversial.
There are some problems that the defense has brought up originally, but it seems like, just from reading this 14-page indictment, that there is enough physical evidence to perhaps get a conviction in this case. We shall see.
While it's easy to criticize Steve Harvey for his perceived role in Diddy's wild parties, Marjorie's past choices deserve scrutiny as well. If she was comfortable with Lori's involvement with Diddy, it raises questions about her awareness of the questionable activities occurring behind closed doors. If Marjorie was aware, why didn't she intervene to protect her daughter from what is now unfolding as a deeply troubling situation? This situation complicates the narrative surrounding her role in Lori's relationship with Diddy.
So I don't give them no energy. I give haters no energy. Steve ain't this, he think he this. You don't even know me.
But some are beginning to speculate that Marjorie's recent decision to file for divorce might be less about distancing herself from Steve's potential scandal and more about safeguarding her own reputation. If further details about Diddy's wild parties emerge, and it becomes clear that Marjorie was aware of the situation all along, her public image could suffer a significant blow. By filing for divorce now, she might be trying to get ahead of the narrative, framing it as if she's cutting ties with Steve due to his involvement, when in reality, she may have been just as entangled in the situation. Additionally, there are financial considerations to think about. Marjorie has enjoyed a luxurious lifestyle since marrying Steve, and with the rumors surrounding Diddy's arrest and the possible fallout for those associated with him, she could be looking to secure her assets before the situation escalates further. By initiating divorce proceedings, Marjorie could be strategically positioning herself to walk away with a substantial portion of Steve's fortune, all while maintaining a semblance of innocence in the face of any impending legal troubles. This calculated move could allow her to distance herself from the controversy while simultaneously protecting her financial interests. The unfolding drama raises important questions about her true motivations.
If the government is going to mandate that they are responsible for your well-being, they have to ensure the safety of your well-being.
At the end of the day, we cannot overlook that Steve Harvey isn't the only one needing to explain himself. Marjorie's history of aligning with powerful men who often find themselves in troubled waters raises significant red flags. Is she genuinely trying to protect herself, Or is there something deeper behind her sudden urge to sever ties with Steve? Meanwhile, Diddy's recent arrest has sent shockwaves throughout the entertainment industry, with allegations against him proving to be nothing short of explosive. From illegal activities to troubling personal controversies, it appears that Diddy's entire empire is collapsing before our very eyes. So what lies ahead for him? What consequences is he likely to face? And how will this turmoil affect those who have been closely associated with him for so long? Experts are weighing in, and the consensus doesn't bode well for Diddy. Legal analysts suggest that the evidence against him is substantial, and with the FBI involved, it's only a matter of time before more individuals come forward with their own stories. As more victims are interviewed, the breadth of Diddy's legal troubles could broaden, potentially dragging more high-profile names into the scandal. Furthermore, we must consider the dire consequences Diddy might face if convicted. Given the gravity of the charges against him, he could be staring down a lengthy prison sentence. For someone who has enjoyed a life of luxury for decades, the prospect of incarceration could serve as a harsh reality check. While Diddy has always been the life of the party in the music scene, that same charisma may not hold much sway in a court of law, underscoring the gravity of his situation.